What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a collection of games from the Game Awards, ones that I don't know if I could necessarily make individual videos on, so I'm going to try to combine them all together. I actually did this on the second channel for a different group of games, but we're going to talk about some big games here, some small, and the first one is actually pretty big, Death Stranding 2. Now, I wish I could do a trailer breakdown and look at every single scene and figure out all the theories. I was looking on Twitter to try to piece some things together, seeing what other people were thinking theory-wise. I was very into the story of Death Stranding 1. I remember at the time Death Stranding 1 came out, I did nothing but for a couple days, but just look at cutscenes and every single thing and watch other people talk about the story and just try to piece everything together. Now it's been a few years, and I've honestly forgotten a lot of it, but this does make me want to go back because I played it, I didn't beat it. This does make me want to go back and play Death Stranding 1. This is going to be interesting to see if it works, to be honest with you. Like, I'm going to get it. There's like literally no doubt. I trust Hideo. I feel like he knows what he's doing, and we're probably in for another kind of transcendent, experience or whatever with this game. But the thing is, like, Death Stranding 1, I just feel like is a little, a little could be subjective, complicated. And I don't know how many people, Death Stranding 1 sold really well at the beginning, and then it kind of, tailed off towards the end. So I do wonder how many people are actually going to play Death Stranding 2. I think there will be loads of people that are going to be interested in Death Stranding 2 and to figure out, what kind of story he's telling and what the story actually is. But I do wonder how it's going to sell. In terms of how it looks fantastic. I really like the character models. I like the new cast. I like the old cast. I mean, everything in it looks really, really good. And beyond that, like, we need to see gameplay. We need to see a little bit more in that direction, which I'm sure we'll get in time. But from what we have, right away, it's looking great. And, no date, no release year, at least I believe so when they showed this trailer. So I don't know if it's 2023. I would probably say no, considering also you think Sony and strategy-wise, you'd imagine Spider-Man, if anything, is the fall, 2023 game. And then Death Stranding 2 would be, the following year. It came out in fall of 2019, so it has been 3 years already. Next year would be 4, and then if it comes out a year after, it'd be around 5. But, God of War kind of did that. Horizon kind of did that. So if Death Stranding took 5 years, it would line up pretty darn close with God of War and Horizon, which seems to fit there. So looking forward to more, and I wish I could talk about it more, again, in terms of theories, but I just can't. The second one is Judas. This is that Ken Levine game, and my God, I want to say something, okay? I predicted BioShock. That was my big, out of this world kind of prediction of, what's a game that we don't know about that's big, that would kind of be like a seismic shock, and what would that be at the Game Awards? And I said BioShock. And, can I give myself like a quarter of a point? It's not BioShock. It's not the studio, but it is Ken Levine, and we knew he had a studio, right? We knew he was working on a game, and now we actually get to see it. So, I mean, this game looks phenomenal. It really does. And I think I even saw on Twitter once the Game Awards was over, out of, there's like the big ones, Suicide Squad, Jedi Survivor. I think those were kind of the big two that was shown at the Game Awards overwhelmingly. I'd say Hades was also a massive one, though. But then beyond that, I saw a lot of people saying, like, Judas is now one of my most anticipated games, and I would agree with that. Ken Levine, I think, is a genius guy. I really do like him a lot. I like his games a lot, and, having a BioShock-like game, but obviously it not being BioShock, I'm all for. I like the world that we could potentially live in, where we get a BioShock game, and we also get a Ken Levine game that are somewhat, related to each other in some way. I'm all for that. So, again, I mean, this one is actually even harder. BioShock is also a pretty complicated, franchise. It takes a little bit of digging and understanding to truly get. That franchise I know more about than I know about Death Stranding, but, it's hard to read into a lot of the stuff that we saw in the trailer for Judas because we don't know character names, we don't know location names. There's a lot of things we haven't figured out yet. So I hope it comes out like, not in the too distant future, not 2, 3, 4, well, maybe 2 years, but maybe not 3, 4 years, right? So hopefully this is like a 2024 game at the absolute latest. But this one blew me away. This one is also, I would say, if I'm looking at games I'm really looking forward to, past next year that are a little bit more like in the gray area, I would say Judas is absolutely one of them. The third thing I want to talk about is, I mean, a news story of sorts. So when Elden Ring won Game of the Year, right, and they were talking, obviously the kid, that one was an interesting way of finishing, but I called it out during the live stream that I did of this event, and they said how, like, there's more coming to Elden Ring. So not only, you know, and they said there's more games coming, like he's got other ideas, you know, cooking away up there, but also that they're not done. They're not done with Elden Ring, and there's going to be more stuff. So that's interesting, right? Because it was, I don't know, not a throwaway line, but definitely something that I think could get lost in the moment, especially with how the show ended, like right after it. But that's awesome. So maybe, you know, could they do eventually a Game of the Year edition like thing for the game that would also come with paid DLC if they're going to go down that route? I mean, the game sold really, really well. Is everything going to be free, or are they going to charge for some things in the future? We'll have to see. And the final thing, let's talk about that crime boss game. I got asked a lot about this game, and hey, you know, I'm a man of the people, so you guys ask, and I'm going to do it, even though I originally said I wasn't going to talk about this game. No, the game looks great. It looks great. It looks, I mean, it's a very different kind of game. Like, I don't remember when they sandwiched it, but I just remember being like, oh, okay, this is cool, but maybe it was like a more dead period of the show, and I was like looking for something more. I don't remember why I wasn't like as high on this game as maybe I should. I mean, it is a wild cast. Vanilla Ice, Chuck Norris, like, are you kidding me? So, no, this is definitely, I really don't have too much to say, I'll be flat out honest, but visually, I like the style quite a bit. I like the kind of game it's going for, and I look forward to it. So, end of March, right, the very end of March, January through March, and I really can keep going. It's a busy start of the year, so this is a game I will absolutely keep on my radar, and this feels like an Alex kind of game, right? A game that is big in some respect, but maybe gets overlooked by a lot of people, but like I see something to it that's kind of special. It does seem like my kind of game, and it seems like your guys' kind of game because you asked me for it. So I definitely will be covering this, you know, over the coming months as we get closer to the game coming out. And that's it. Like I said, second channel has a lot of other stuff. I talked about Transformers over there, the Don't Nod game. I've made individual videos on Suicide Squad and Jedi Survivor. I feel like I've talked about probably 12, 13 things that were, so if you're looking for, hey, did he talk about this? I probably did on one of the two channels. So go check them out. If there's anything I missed that you want me to talk about, definitely let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I'll see you all on the next one.